We can't know when or where the next crisis will strike. Or who will call upon the Christian community to respond. But we can be ready.
There's a great heart in the Christian leaders of Tempe, and they really truly desire to serve. But there's been a logistical problem.
The problem in Tempe, like so many other communities, is the church is not biblically ready to respond as one through praying, caring for survivors, and sharing Christ sensitively and effectively.
So for the first time, there's going to be Christian leaders that all come together to hear from the mayor, to hear from the mayor's heart, for his passion for people. It's not about politics today, it's about people.
CEN unifies all parts of the church to work together to respond locally. It creates unity, a common focus, and a structure for preparing and responding to crisis.
We need to engage with one another as human beings. We may disagree about policy, but we don't have to be disagreeable. We need to bring back a heart of charity and mercy towards one another.
God is raising His servants, gonna serve community so they can connect their life to the church.
In Tempe, the local government was running out of resources and turned to the faith community to respond to crisis levels of homelessness due to mounting job losses.
I got contact with a young lady out here, and I was sharing my heart concerning homeless people, concerning just doing something for the community.
Allowing churches to see the need of working with the Christian Emergency Network. I think that's the beauty of the relationship that we see between the Palau Association and the Christian Emergency Network.
CEN seamlessly integrates and coordinates the Christian response before, during, and after a crisis, facilitating working agreements between Christian organizations to share resources, bringing Christian leaders together to focus efforts on critical needs, providing biblical readiness training to prepare Christians spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically for crisis response, and maintaining infrastructure for communication and coordination.
If you are compelled by the Great Commandment not only to love God, but to love your neighbor, I think Christian Emergency Network is a critical part.
I've seen so much genuine giving that I don't look at it the same way. I've still got a while to go before personal beliefs are actually, something I've got, but it's not out of the question anymore.
My request to the faith leaders in all of our community are to bring back to their congregations, to their membership, the message that now is the time to re-engage.
When crisis strikes and the invitation comes to bring the goodness of God back into our cities, we need to be ready to respond as one.
The church should be accessible, it should be available, and it should be able to administer the love of God in the time of a crisis. That's when people are needed the most. And if you can't rely on the church, who is representing what we call God, then who can you turn to? And so if the church don't understand how to deal with the crises within themselves, how can they help anybody else?
CEN is uniting all parts of the church, locally, to biblically respond to crisis and disaster. Discover how at ChristianEmergencyNetwork.org.